A very happy Monday, everybody. Hope you are doing well out there. I know you're looking out the window. Well, first of all, it's still dark. We still have a while until the sun comes up, but we got the pitter-patter of rain on our roofs. Luckily, nothing severe yet, but I fear that is going to change as we push ahead into the latter half of the morning and then into the afternoon. Yeah, our big picture is going to show you a whole lot of stuff going on. We actually have this warm front. It's still down to our south and west. It's coming through the Washington, Baltimore metro area, and that's where the worst weather is at this hour. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the heavier showers and thunderstorms are down to our southwest. That's going to continue to push up to the north and east, and that heavy weather is going to follow along with it. So in this red shaded area, that's where I expect the highest winds, the greatest potential for stronger thunderstorms. I think that window is probably, for thunderstorms at least, 11 to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so about 4 hours there. We'll have on and off showers. We'll have some downpours out there, but the more substantial stuff, I think, holds off until the cold front starts to approach from the west. Now, speaking of the west, we have cooler temperatures that are going to start to settle in right behind this front. Look at all this cooler air available. The winds are going to relax as our storm departs. It's a very intense area of low pressure. You combine that with high pressure offshore, and we are in that wind tunnel effect, and that is why we are going to be dealing with the not so pleasant weather. So yeah, red on the map, Philadelphia, Atlantic City, and I think you could extend this up into portions of the New York metro area, but I do believe most of the bad weather, so to say, is going to be down to the south of Trenton. 56 right now in Winslow Township, 56 in Millville, 54 in Atlantic City, 56 in Sea Isle City. Winds are generally out of the southeast, and at this hour, we're at 30 in Atlantic City for a wind. 32 in Sea Isle City, 32 in Winslow Township, 26 in Ewing, 27 in Philadelphia, 26 in New York, and 32 in Marlborough. If you think this is bad, well, think again. I mean, it's going to get much worse. Already out to the west, where you have some of those heavier downpours, gusting to 51 miles, that just went up, 52 miles an hour in the Lancaster area, 38 to the west in the York region. I mean, look at this. This is our high wind warning that goes into effect at 7 o'clock. So our worst winds clearly are not here yet. Okay, you have to wait until later on in the morning. And I've changed the window from when I expect the heaviest winds to come through. Yesterday, I was thinking 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. I've kind of tweaked that a little bit. I'm thinking 10 a.m. till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because it looks like some of those thunderstorms could linger a little bit longer. And those thunderstorms are what's going to be tapping into that low-level jet and mixing down some of that energy to the surface. So if you're going to get in on those 60 to 70 mile an hour gusts, which I think are still possible, it'll be a little bit later in the day. Before then, you'll be looking at a lot of 45 to 55 mile an hour gusts. So that high wind warning is for New York City, all the way down to Oceanport, Toms River, Atlantic City, Wildwood, covering all of South Jersey. And then you have a wind advisory to the north and west of Edison in the North Jersey area. So everywhere in purple, you can expect strong winds. These winds are going to be out of the southwest today, 50 to 70 miles an hour. Isolated power outages. And look, if we reach the full potential of this thing, we're probably looking at widespread power outages. So while things are relatively calm, please, if you didn't last night, take this opportunity to charge your devices. And we are looking at the damage to the hospital testing facilities that are popping up. I mean, they're just tents. So it just takes a large gust of wind to topple them. Heavier rain pushing up to the north and east right now. You see kind of a lull develop down here in Salem and Cumberland County over the Delaware Bay. But just out to the west, look at the heavy rain that's going to be coming across the Pennsylvania-Maryland state line soon. And then some of this is going to be getting into South Jersey, and Central and North Jersey will come a little bit later on in the morning. Let's zoom out and show you, man, this is an expansive storm. This is the very same system that brought multiple tornado warnings to the Gulf states last night. And this is just eyeing up our region. I'm not expecting a tornado outbreak, but we can't rule out an isolated tornado this afternoon for sure as this cold front approaches. So your heavy rain now through southwest Virginia, western North Carolina, and you see the flashing polygons there. That's indicative of severe thunderstorm warnings. And speaking of warnings and advisory, look at this lighting up from West Virginia all the way down to the panhandle of Florida. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings and a couple tornado warnings embedded in there. And I wouldn't be 100% shocked if we end up with a severe thunderstorm watch at the very least by late morning or early afternoon. Our real thunderstorm threat comes later on between 11 and about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So we have that enhanced risk of severe weather. Southern Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. For us here at home, we are still in the slight risk. So that covers all of South Jersey, right west of the Parkway up through central Jersey, and then a good chunk of northwest Jersey, New York City in the marginal risk, and you go all the way out to Harrisburg and State College. Those folks out there are under the slight risk. So what does that mean? Well, basically, it's level 2 on our 5-level guideline chart here, and multiple short-lived strong thunderstorms are possible, and some of those could be on the intense side with very damaging winds and hail, lightning, and maybe even an isolated tornado, especially later on as that cold front approaches. So this is where we are right now on our Futurecast satellite and radar. Plenty of rain. You got some heavier downpours down to our southwest. Those are going to skate on through the region within the next hour or two. You might get a little bit of a break, but we are going to see the showers on and off throughout the day, some embedded downpours, and those downpours are exactly what we don't want because they will be tapping into that low-level energy and mixing down some of those stronger winds to the surface. Temperatures in the lower 60s to start your morning, and then later in the morning you get this area of very heavy rain, another break coming our way, and then it's the afternoon, right after lunch, that we're looking at the potential for more to show up. Look at this, Allentown, west of Philadelphia, the northern suburbs of Philadelphia, probably some strong thunderstorms. And then this will start to push down into portions of South Jersey, Central Jersey, Northwest Jersey. And the thing that really concerns me, there is precedent for these single-celled storms to develop, the supercell look to things, and those are dangerous storms in and of themselves. I don't want to see pokes of sunshine, okay? If we can keep the sun out of today's equation, that would be fantastic because these storms are doing a heck of a job on their own without the sun. So you add that into the mix, and now all of a sudden it's a worse situation. So by 3, 4 o'clock, the last bit of strong thunderstorms likely exiting. You might get another random one or two to come through, but generally we will head in a better direction. I'd say by 4 or 5 o'clock, it's pretty much all gone. And rain-wise, probably looking at, well, over 2 inches of rain in some spots. Already have picked up about 1/2 of an inch across the area. And the strongest thunderstorms, the heaviest rain, hasn't really gotten here yet. And this model is throwing down almost 4.5 inches of rain in Philadelphia. I don't think that's going to be the case. Keep in mind, this is just a forecast model. But it gives you a good idea of where the heavier rain is going to be. And you could certainly pick up 1 to 2 inches of rain just like that, all right, in a very short period of time as those stronger thunderstorms come on through the area. Take a look at our 850 millibar winds. This is as of 4 o'clock in the morning, ripping overhead at about 70 miles an hour, but it's going to get worse. I mean, by the lunch hour, up to 90 over Long Beach, 91 in Atlantic City, 90 in Sea Isle City. Now, these aren't winds at the surface. This is 5,000 feet above our head. And unless there's a heavy downpour to bring that energy down to the ground, they'll stay up there. I do believe that they will mix down in some fashion for some of you for portions of the day. Are we looking at winds all day, 50 to 70 miles an hour? No, we're not. That's ridiculous. There will be random times of the day that you will see those higher gusts, and I think the higher end possible with those thunderstorms. Now, let's take a look at surfaced wind gusts, gusting to around 50 miles an hour. And excuse me 1 minute, folks. My alarm is going off, and I have to, okay, there we go. That's what happens in live TV. 52-mile-an-hour winds in Winslow Township, 52 in Millville, 56 in Atlantic City, and potentially up to 60-mile-an-hour gust in Sea Isle and the Wildwood area with these winds out of the southeast. Eventually they will shift direction, but look at the potential here. Getting into the upper 60-mile-an-hour range right along the coast because there's no friction. This wind's coming across unabated over those flat surfaces of the water. And then later on in the afternoon, things are going to start to back down a little bit. And then eventually by tonight, still breezy, but no more extreme winds. So our severe weather tracker, nothing has changed, all right? From yesterday, I'm pretty much consistent with my thinking. So high winds remain our primary concern here. There is not a 0% chance of tornadic activity. I have it at a medium. It's probably in between low and medium. I think a tornado warning is possible somewhere in that slight risk of severe weather, given the history of this storm system with multiple tornado warnings across the south. This is an intensifying storm. You have the dynamics, and especially if we get some pokes of sunshine late morning, early afternoon, that just further destabilizes things. And yeah, you could open that can of worms. Large hail's a potential, and flash flooding, especially if we get 2-3 inches of rain. It's not going to be for everybody. It's going to be for those specific areas that are going to be dealing with those strong thunderstorms. So stay connected in all of this. I will be on Facebook. I'll be on our TV channel. I'll be everywhere all day long. I mean, we started the coverage yesterday. I'm not going to abandon you now. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's at Nor'easter Nick, and we will keep you ahead of what's coming our way. Your exclusive 7-day forecast is going to show you cooler temperatures coming our way, especially on Wednesday. I mean, 51 degrees with cloudy skies, periods of showers, and it's not going to be a very nice day. In fact, one of our forecast models was going with the idea that it was going to snow. That's not going to happen. Way too warm for that. But temperatures remain consistently below average. By Sunday, we're back up there into the lower 60s. Stay safe, charge your devices, and I think most importantly, don't panic. I think as long as you're informed, we're all going to be good. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.